Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we're checking out a knife here from Olitans, right? This is going to be the second knife here in the channel. We checked out one other model in the past. So doing the honors here, I got the hot brass from Traditional Pocket Knives, C. Rissner Cutlery. I did an unboxing on this one here recently. Check it out if you want to learn more. But of course, this knife and every other knife you see in this video will be linked in the description and pinned comments if you guys want to check it out. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. Now, if I can just get in here, that'll be great. All right, a little bit of a tight packaging. Here we go. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There is the knife. We have a wiping cloth and some paperwork and a foam bottom there. That's pretty much everything. So let's get to it. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's take a look. It's coming in this Ziploc, very precise opening experience. Here we go. Oh, all right. Let's take a closer look here together, right? You and I. It's going to be a crossbar lock. Got exposed liners here with G10. Let's say, nope. These are Micarta. They definitely give me more Micarta vibes. Black Micarta scales with the Micarta backspacer as well. Love the lanyard solution going on there. And we do have a deep carry pocket clip, which is reversible. That is a huge W right there. After all, crossbar lock knives are as ambidextrous friendly as it gets. Got the pivot, captive pivot on this side, and it kind of has this black and sort of bronze looking aesthetics. I've seen that from one other brand, and that is Vosteed, just like on this Porcupine right here. So we'll do some comparisons here in a moment, but if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's get this thing deployed here and bam. Oh man. Okay, so we got a drop point blade on this one, flat grind. It has that bronze, kind of brown looking coat on there. 14C 28N steel to be precise. And we got thumb stud deployment on here as well as a crossbar lock. So here we go. Let's do a couple of different deployment options here. Thumb stud deployment is good. It's on ball bearings, and those are pretty smooth ball bearings there, to say the least. Yep, good movement there. As far as the reverse flick, all right, that feels good too. Reverse flick, bam. Very nice. Then we can obviously deploy with the crossbar lock itself. Very smooth, easy to engage and disengage as well with the Omega springs inside. All right, kind of attention to detail here. We have a crown spine here, or kind of rounded spine to the blade. It's looking good. And again, a drop point blade. I guess an argument could be made, right, that this one is somewhat of a competitor to the Benchmade Bug Out. Also, you know, something like the Vosteed Raccoon as well, but it has some different lines on the handle. I can see, right, a little bit of different, somewhat more or less differences there on the blade, even though obviously there are some similarities as well. So there we go. Action is good regardless of how you deploy. We got a handle. The handle feels a little bit on the thicker side, which is good. Feels the hand there quite nicely. I do feel the pocket clip a tad bit, right? Just like you can see here, a little bit of a race bill there. I want to say maybe like a 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, that feels good. And of course, you can reverse it as well, like we said earlier, right? I'm going to do a demo here with my non-dexterity left hand, just to show you guys what I mean. So I think I've gotten a little better here doing all these videos with my left hand. When I first started doing stuff with my left hand, there was like no way I was doing anything with it. So there we go. So if I can do this with my non-dominant left hand, that means the lefties out there are going to be a-okay. A nice flat recessed filler cap right there. That is very tastefully done. And yeah, they're able to get full purchase with my average size hands. Not a dedicated finger choil spot, but you could forward choke a tad bit right in this section here if you wanted to. Just being very, very careful. No jimping on the blade. So I feel like that's probably an intentional decision, although you could probably benefit from a little bit of jimping. Right, me personally would have loved to see that. Not a deal breaker in any way, shape, or form, just an observation. So we'll give her a nice little wipe right here, and let's get some quick measurements and some size comparisons here to give you a ballpark idea. This one's coming in at a whopping, let's see, under 8 inches, 7.75 or 7 inches and 3/4. Blade length looking like 3.25 or 3 1/4. Right, cutting path is 3 1/4 as well, and the handle is going to be 4 1/2, more or less, maybe a hair over 4 1/2 or so, but definitely in that vicinity without a doubt. A quick blade stock thickness on this one. Let's take a look here with my calipers, coming in at 0.13, and I want to say that is a little bit thicker than the average 0.12 in the channel, so that not by much, of course. And yeah, I did feel the little bit of girth there on the handle. It's going to be 0.57, which is a little bit thicker than the average 0.5 or half an inch here in the channel. So that's that. Before I get the scale out here, right, we do have some milling going on the inside, right? Check out the cutouts right there. Circular cutouts on both sides to help with the weight reduction. I mean, after all, even though these are nicely coated and painted, they are stainless steel liners. So there you go. Getting some pull there. Stainless steel pocket clip also. All right, here we go. Let's do a quick weight check on this bad boy. Let's see. I want to use my little bit of a guessing here. I know I got stainless steel liners. I want to say probably around 3 ounces. Between 3 and 3.5. Moment of truth. Well, how about way off? 4.1, a little bit more than that. Not bad. 4.1 ounces or 117 grams. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. Honestly, it doesn't feel that heavy. But truth is, honestly, it doesn't, you know, either way, even with the 4 ounces or so, it still feels pretty good for EDC. Check out that alignment right there. Looking pretty good in the middle, if you ask me. But of course, let's go ahead and see where this guy lands here next to some other EDC knives in the channel. Here's the Microtech MSI. That's going to be a little bit larger of a knife. Here's the Stitch. Both of these rocking Lex International scales, by the way. Link down below. But of course, those are going to be quite bigger there. Here's a PM2 and a Para 3. Right, Para 3 is going to be a little bit shorter. PM2 is going to be a little bit longer, but somewhere in between those two for sure. Here's the Demko AD 20.5 and the Kunwu Chad. Right, Chad is a little bit longer. AD 20.5 is a little bit shorter. Civivi Vision FG and the Kizer Militaw. Take a look at them right there. Very comparable to the Vision FG, but the Militaw is going to be a hair longer. And last but not least, here's the Porcupine from Vosteed and the CJRB Pyrite Light. Right, take a look at those. Right, kind of similar color scheme going on here with the Porcupine. And by the way, not entirely sure what the model name is on this one. It's the G031. Hopefully it has a name. If so, I'll put it in the description. But I kind of like when knives have a recognizable name, right? Easy to remember and so on. Kind of that letter soup of numbers and letters. That's a little bit of a mess and harder to remember, right? For no given reason. But of course, you already know what time it is. Time to get scientific with it here. Let's check the nail test. All right, that feels pretty good. Passes my scientific nail test. And here we go, 5x zoom. All right, here we go. Getting some swirls right there. Getting some good bites into the paper. All right, let's go some full slices. Here we go. Bam. Boom. Oh, yeah. Needless to say, guys, of course, it cuts paper just fine. I got a single wall piece of cardboard here cutting at a diagonal angle here for better performance. I'm making sure I got enough leverage here, but yeah, needless to say, it went through that cardboard there pretty well. Definitely a slicey flat grind, no doubt. 14C28N steel, everyone's favorite budget steel these days. Give it a nice little wipe, and it's looking just like new. You guys rate this thing in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10, 10 being the sharpest, right? You all let me know, right? Rate that factory edge. Well, there you guys have it. That is the Olitans G031, right? Making a great first impression here in the channel. We got a chance to check out this other model right here, another budget banger here with micro milled PEI scales. I'll put a video card here at the end of this video if you want to check it out. This one's looking pretty nice as well. Well, guys, let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you all like about it? What do you love about it? Is there anything you dislike about it? Let me know. Let's hang out in the comment section down below. And of course, this knife and every other knife that you saw in this video will be linked in the description and pinned comments. If you guys want to check prices, availability, and variants, check those links. Those do help out the channel at zero extra cost to you, but of course, completely appreciated. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.